Hello everybody, so today I'm going to be doing some squid splicing here. Changing these into these. Stay tuned. Alright, first things first. Why am I splicing these squid Tritons in two? I have three reasons. One reason, I'm addicted to my new hobby. Second reason, I want to mark the bite handle. I don't want to use tape. I want to be a little more creative. And three, I got a buddy that's getting into it, so I figured this is a pretty good way he threw down. We'll have some nicely marked up Squid Industry Tritons for training. Alright. So, first thing, I've had this for about a week now. It's been pretty good. Did have to tighten down the pivots already, because there was some blade rub and some knocking. So I did have to do that already. Today we're going to put some new titanium hardware on there. So it doesn't really matter at this point. I'm going to put some new stuff on. This one I actually just got from Squid Industries today. Was supposed to be an inked black, or a black inked Triton, but I got this one instead, which is fine. I like silver, I like black, I like red. So this will work out just fine. This is a clearance item, which means they're slightly, calamari clearance. So there are some blemishes on here. Not too worried about that. I knocked this one up pretty good. Got some good marks on there already, just in the week that I've owned it, right there. So, not a big deal. I'm not a perfectionist. I don't need it to be pretty all the time. Anyway, so what we're going to do first here is take these apart all the way down to the nothing, and then we'll start getting this hardware in there. So first things first, I'm going to take off the pivots here. One thing I was not aware of, I thought these were actually ball bearings in here, but it's actually just a washer system. So to take these off, all you have to do is get a T10, torque 10. This comes with a maintenance kit that you can buy from Squid. I'm also going to be using KPL after I'm done, Loctite after I'm done. Yeah, I think that's it. So again, to get back at this, all I have to do is put my little screwdriver in there, and I'm going to apply pressure to the handles. It was already spinning on me a little bit. I'm going to apply pressure, just start turning. Alright, so I'm going to show you what one side of this is. One screw there. Take this off. Pivot's still in there, so I'm just going to take my torque here and just push it through the hole. It's going to pop out right there. Now I'm just going to take this off. We got two washers. So on each handle, you have a pivot and two washers, and then the handle itself. And that is all. And the Zen pin stays in there. I'm not taking that out for this. Alright, so that's how you take one off. I'm going to go ahead and take the rest of these off and go from there. So one thing I wanted to add real quick while I was doing this was that it's probably easier to take off both screws at once. I only did one side over here. Just wanted to make that point that it's going to be a lot easier if you keep this pivot, or if you keep both handles on while you remove the pivot screws. Alright, so I got everything apart here and separated. So just FYI, what comes with the Squid Industries Triton, you got two handles, you got the trainer blade, you got two pivots, and four washers. One thing I wanted to point out here is that the hardware is a little bit different. So on this side right here, this is for the Nautilus, and I believe some others, and for the Cracker-Racken, and then I believe this is for everything else. Check the website. Just make sure you grab the right hardware, because it is different for some of the different trainers and knives I got. All right. So basically, again, what I'm going to do is reverse engineer it. I'm going to take one handle from here, put it over here, and kind of do a swap from each donor over to the new side. And I'm going to add the hardware over here, the titanium hardware to each. These are indigo. It's going to look good with the black and the red. I hope it looks good with the red and the silver. Alright, so now all I'm going to do is reassemble these the way, the reverse order that I took them apart, and we'll see how it goes. Alright, I'm just going to show you how to put together one side here, and then the rest will be pretty much the same. Just going to grab the blade here, grab this. So for me, the red's going to go on the bite side. I'm just going to put that in there like that. Hold that with my hand there. And then I'm going to put one washer up on top. Oop, that'll happen. Maybe I'll start with the bottom. I'm going to put one washer on the bottom there. And one washer on the top. Take my torque driver here. Wiggle it around a little bit in there. Try and get stuff nice and centered. This through there. I'm going to leave that like that. Again, it doesn't matter which side you put the pivot on. I'm going to put the pivot on the side with the Squid Industries. Make it nice and prettier that way. So I'm going to put my pivot in through the back here. I want to keep the blade and the handle nice and loose so it can wiggle itself in there. You might have to do some wiggling around. You could use your torque driver here. Do it that way. Kind of get it all there. Alright, and then this is good to go. I'm going to put this down. The next thing we're going to do here for each of these is put some Loctite on there. So I'm going to take my Loctite here, grab one of these screws, a nice little dab on there, see if you can see that. Then put it into the pivot. And tighten it down as far as I can for now. We're going to do a little bit of cleanup here. Alright, so that's one in. Pretty much going to do the same thing for the other ones. Alright, so now that I got this one together here, I'm going to do a proper fitting for it. So I'm just going to grab it, put some pressure on the handles, and then turn it so it's like just barely hand tight. Same thing with this one. And then I'm going to do that. So right now you can see it's nice and tight. Alright, so from here, you're going to want to back it out a little bit. So we'll do a little turn here. See where that gets us. Alright, so all that took was one little turn. Alright, now we'll do the other side. Just did a nice little turn there. So you can see it's still a little stiff. Turn it back one more time here. Alright, flowing okay. I think we might need to add some lube here. Yep. It's getting all gunked up, so what we'll do, I'm gonna add some lube in here. Alright, some KPL. Should help it. And after I'm done lubing it here, I'm gonna have to adjust it again. I'm gonna open these up a little bit more so I can get in there nice and good. Alright. And it'll just be a little bit of adjustment period where you're gonna have to tighten it down and you know, just tune it essentially. So I'll just move it off a little bit. Okay, nice and free flowing. See what this side does. This side gotta loosen up yet. Alright. Sometimes you gotta make it, gotta loosen it up a little bit there. So now I got this thing nice and free flowing. Could use a little more tuning. I'm gonna do some flipping with it here to kind of get the lube nice and in the pivot and the washers. Like I said, all that's in here is some washers. There's no ball bearings. There's no bushings or anything. So I'm back and I got the handles going. Alright, lube definitely helped. Some of this. Barely any play. And I'm flipping it. There's no crackle, no clink clang coming out of there. Alright, so I think this one's pretty good. I'm just going to do the other one. See how that turns out. So I kind of got this where I want it to be. So I'm not going to flip this anymore tonight. Just so I can let the Loctite settle in there and seal and all that kind of good stuff. Alrighty, all done. So from here it's just going to be a matter of lubing and making sure the screws are tight and all that kind of fun stuff, tuning it up a little bit. So this is the final result. I think the black might have looked a little bit cooler, but I'm stuck with this now. I think I can live with it. And here it is open. So again, I think it accomplished my goal for sure. It's going to be hard not to tell that this is the safe handle and this is the bite handle. So it should help my training go a little bit better so I don't pick up any bad habits. Again, I think the black would have looked... black handle here might have looked a little bit better, but gotta live with it now. So I always recommend the titanium screws. Those other screws that come default with it strip out kind of easy, to be honest. Or maybe I'm doing it wrong, but they always seem to strip out, or I drop it on the toilet or on the bathroom floor and it gets paint, the nice black paint comes off and it gets all silvery. So just my opinion, but this is the final result. Alright. So I am going to do a little bit of flipping with this so you guys can kind of see it in motion. Alright, thanks for watching.
We'll be right back.